Hello guys, how you doing? Getting a cough drop. This is Zach with another Castle podcast where we don't have your princess, but we have your podcast. We've been off for a minute. Sorry about that. I've been really sick. Just like a weird off and on thing for about a month. I know it's been a month. It's been a month. Sorry about coughing in your fucking ear. So, lots happened. Games have came out, stuff has happened, movies, nerd stuff. So, I'm gonna try to talk about as much of it as I can. So, let's go! Alright, enough of that music. I'm going to start out with talking about Gears 5. Not Gears of War 5, but Gears 5. Because I guess that's where they're going with it. I think I talked about this last episode, but I guess apparently they wanted to call it Gears of War, or Gears 4 instead of Gears of War 4. And I guess they finally got their way. The Coalition finally got their way. Came out on Game Pass day one. Jared and I streamed a lot of it. Hope you guys watched it or went back and watched some of the past streams. That is mixer.com/thriller_daddy. I think Jared's is mixer.com/jtony, Tony, 84. We stream pretty regularly. We were just streaming a World War Z, actually. Apologize about the coughing. I couldn't wait any longer to talk to you guys, so I got the cough drop in. Oh, why do I cough? Oh. Sorry, my dog's over here, and I sing to him sometimes. Makes him a little less freaked out when I start coughing, if I sing it. But anyways, we played through Gears. We played through like the first, I think, chapter. Now, the other games have all been 5 chapters. This is 4. So we did the first chapter, and then there was a couple-day break. And Jared played a little bit ahead, and he hopped back in my game, and we started on chapter 2. Went through, and we ended up beating it, and I had a blast. I had more fun, I think, in this one than in 4. The story I liked a lot. There's some decisions that happen. No spoilers, nothing like that, but you gotta make some decisions. And it came unexpectedly, but totally welcomed. We just couldn't believe that, they announced with Game Pass, I think it was last year, that they were going to start doing the first party games day one. And we're like, cool, I'm hoping PlayStation follows suit and does the same thing, because it'd be great to have that PlayStation Now and be able to get Last of Us 2 and stuff like that free day one. I don't see it happening, but Forza was really the only game that did this up until Gears. And of course, Halo's going to be the next big one. But was totally happy to get it. We had Game Pass Ultimate, got a couple days early. Such a fun game. Multiplayer's never felt better. If you like that, sorry. If you like that style of multiplayer, then it just keeps getting better. I really wasn't that much of a Gears multiplayer fan for the longest time, because originally there wasn't really too many modes where there was any kind of respawning. It's pretty much, you die and you wait for the next round, kind of like a Rainbow Six Siege situation. So, wasn't too much of a fan. Maybe if I put 2 cough drops in. Double the power of the cough drop. Jeez. We thought talking would do this much damage. Should be over. I should be over. I'm over it mentally. Some bullshit. Some bullshit, Jim Bob. But yeah, it was really, really fun. Really liked it. It didn't really do anything crazy new. It just really fixed a lot of things that we had problems with the other games. Movement, weapons, balance, stuff like that. They just kind of went through and just kind of fine-tuned everything. The same way that Halo did with Halo 5. That has probably, arguably, the best multiplayer in the entire series. Some people argue too, and I'd be right there with them, but Gears 5 just right up there with them. So, I don't want to feel too biased because I know this is an Xbox exclusive, but it's the only game I beat this past month, so, there's that. Not a super long campaign. We played an online co-op, had no problems, except for the very first day, and I think talked about that the last podcast. You can listen to that because I'm not coughing like a fucking idiot in that one. But had a great time with it. So if you have an Xbox and you have Game Pass, there's no reason not to try it out. Especially just for the multiplayer. They added so many new multiplayer elements. And modes too. They added a new mode. I think Escape is the name of it. That's super fun. It's one of those things where you're like, okay, I'll try it on easy, and I'll see how it goes, and see what happens. And then sure enough, by your like second or third thing, you're like, all right, let's ramp it up. Let's make it harder. So that one becomes really fun. So, long story short, I don't want to talk too much about it because there's other stuff that happened. But really fun game. Like I said, if you have Game Pass, pick it up. It's downloadable right now. Get it! Well, Inside Xbox happened as past month. And there's a couple decent highlights from that I want to talk about. Says apparently, I guess games coming to Game Pass. Jump Force already on there. Bloodstain, pretty sure that's already on there. Lego Worlds is going to be added too. I don't think that's on there yet, so I'm kind of excited about that. And on the PC side of the Game Pass, you have City Skylines, Saints Row 4, Bad North, and Dirt Rally 2.0. The Xbox Game Pass app itself will be updated as well with improvements to the interface. More indie games will also be coming to Game Pass, so look for games like Genesis Noir, Lonely Mountains Downhill, and Demon's Tilt. They showed off a big portion of the ID at Xbox Game Pass video. I think that was on the 26th of September, so check that out. It has a bunch of games on there. And then probably one of my favorite things that happened inside Xbox, and the reason I want to talk about it is because the Project xCloud service it's Xbox's or Microsoft's, I guess, as a whole, their kind of answer to the Google Stadia and streaming and everything like that. So it's a really cool idea. And I was expecting something next year. But apparently, the service says, well, I'm trying to read this to you guys. It says the service will let people play Xbox console games on phones, tablets, etc. via streaming. But it's going to have a public preview beginning in October. I don't know the exact date of it. I know you can go apply now. It's going to be available only on Android phones. And it's not going to be, the preview is not going to be on consoles, which is fine because we have the console to play the game. We want to see how it streams to different devices, and I guess your phone is probably the device you use the most, besides possibly television or a tablet or an actual PC. So go ahead and apply for that, and they're going to let you stream like games like Halo 5 Guardians, Gears 5, Sea of Thieves, Killer Instinct. Those are going to be the 4 games available for in the preview. You will need a wireless Xbox One controller, and I will tell you, you will need Bluetooth capabilities, but anything past Xbox One S automatically comes with Bluetooth capabilities. You just go to your phone, do the Bluetooth option, and then it will go ahead and sync. Syncs pretty easily, which is really cool. The way Xbox, the xCloud, is distinct from service from what Microsoft calls console streaming. It's by using your console to remotely stream games to your device. This, it said, is coming at a later date. So the console streaming service is going to come at a later date, and they're going to, push that. Totally 100% down for it. I'm really excited for it. So, and it says 4 new characters and many other updates are also coming to Gears 5. So the host also reminded players that if they want to unlock Batista as a character in the game for Gears 5, you have to do that before October 28th, or the actor wrestler will go back into the vault. I love how they sneak in like Gears 5 news into this xCloud stuff. So if anyone's played it or has Game Pass, you get the character no matter what. I've not even played with them. It's cool though, because Batista has always been a really, really loud supporter of Gears, and also said that if there's a movie, it better fucking have him in it, which I'm totally down for. I think that'd be great. And more news from that, Atlas, the pirate MMO that released into early access on Steam last year, will be arriving on Xbox One. It came out October 8th. It also says content will arrive simultaneously on Xbox and PC, as Atlas is updated, making it the exact same game on both platforms, which is really cool. More cross stuff, I'm hoping, at least cross saves. If it's the exact same game, then it should have crossplay. I know back when Destiny came out, that was a big thing that they said they couldn't have crossplay with the first Destiny because, a PC player might have more pixels on the screen to shoot at and stuff like that. So that's another reason why the 360 version and the Xbox One version of Destiny 1, because it did come out on both consoles, couldn't be played together either. Sorry, I'm chewing my cough drops. Got one in. Trying to see what happens. This is horrible. All right, I'll finish up this Inside Xbox stuff so we get you guys on your way. Oh. Okay, there's new bundles. Whatever. So I guess there's going to be new Xbox One X and new Xbox One S hardware. I can't say that word. Hardware. Both of those are going to have new hardware bundles. It'll have Forza Horizon 4. Not sure why. But it does include the Lego Speed Champions expansion for free, which is good because I think that's like almost $30. And it essentially turns the entire Forza world into Lego World, which is really, really cool. That is not free on Game Pass. So, Horizon 4 is free on Game Pass, but the expansion's not. So that's pretty cool. I'm kind of hoping that the bundle is the same price as just the system by itself, because, just add in like a $30 deal. I'm not sure if it's worth an extra $60 or whatever they usually charge for the bundles. All right, we're back to 2 cough drops. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay, yeah. That's pretty much all I want to talk about with Inside Xbox. I do want to talk about more. So, let's listen to this jingle, and then I'll talk about other shit. Sounds good to me. Okay, that was music. Another thing that got a chance to do was play the Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I guess it was the beta. They said that there was tons of warnings on it that said this is not the final version, this is not the final version. But it was coming out in a week, so I've never seen anything turn around that fast. Um, and usually with betas, the more problems I have, if it's really a true beta, like, hey, this is coming out like several months before the finished product, usually when I don't like them, the game turns out amazing. I was not a fan of the Halo 5 beta, was not a fan of the Gears 5 beta, and both those games turned out great. I really, really liked them. So I'm glad that that kind of a continuing tradition. But with Breakpoint, I mean, it felt like Wildlands. It really did. We played a while. I mean, I liked it. The story and structure was a little better. Felt just like a Far Cry Ghost Recon game. Um, Ubisoft just kind of making more of the same, except, strictly third person type of thing. Um, but it felt good. Now, since it came out, the reviews have not been so great. I saw a review in progress. I think it was on IGN that had it sitting at about a 4. Now, I'm not 100% sure what their reasons was, but I think it had to do with connectivity issues and different things like that. I didn't have any problems like that, at least in the beta. Definitely didn't pick up the full version, being a broke bitch like I am. But Jared and I played it, and we just kept going, wow, this is really fun. It's really fun. At first, he got a chance to play a little bit of it before I did, and he's just like, well, it's Wildlands reskinned. So I said, okay, well, I really liked Wildlands, so if it's more meat on it, just a different, deal, like a different looking, protagonist and a different locale and stuff like that, that's okay with me, I guess. But it seemed a little bit better. Still a little bit too open worldy. Because I remember we did a mission and we were just going back to helicopter, and there was still like guys at like an outpost, like right next to where we just were blowing the living fuck out of people. And we were like, oh yeah, we were just leaving the mission area to go back to the home base. And I mean, we were blowing the fuck out of people this area, and just right over the tree line was like a bunch of bad guys. And so when we crossed over there to get back to our helicopter, they started shooting at us. And I was just like, well, what the fuck? I get that it's like an open world and everyone's like in their area, the bad guys are at their stations and all that kind of stuff or whatever, but we just did a mission. Either get us out, and do a cutscene or something like that, or at least let us get back to our area. It just was kind of, I don't know, like I said, a little bit too much freedom for me. But Wildlands worked out that way, where it was fun to jump in and do some things. The only problem is the same thing that happened with Far Cry 5 and Wildlands both, is since it's so open, and it didn't feel like there was, I mean, I'm okay with a game not having 100% like a hallway, it's so linear that you're just going down a hallway and shooting things that pop in front of you, kind of like a rail shooter or something stupid like that. But at the same time, it's like if you open up the world so much, then it doesn't give me really too much incentive to do anything, because then I can hop in and just kind of do whatever, and it doesn't feel like there's any kind of impact on the world. It doesn't make it feel like it's too much alive. It kind of makes it feel like it's like, okay, there are bad guys here, and they're always here, and they can't really hear that well, and they can't really see that well. So you can be, 100 feet away blowing the shit out of guys, and these guys won't even come and do anything. But they're always going to be there because it's a living open world. And I'm just like, well, I guess it kind of is, but also when you have an open world with endless bad guys that just keep, coming and coming and coming, no pun intended, but I don't know. I need to play a little bit more and see if it does have more impact to the world and stuff like that, whatever. But to be honest, we had fun playing it. Granted, it felt like if you jumped into a game of Grand Theft Auto, which is it's a true open world, but it always feels like you want to do missions in that world because there's impact, there's character development, it moves the world forward, stuff like that. I mean, that's why you can sit there and jump into a game of Grand Theft Auto and you just cause mayhem, whether you're online or offline. This felt so open that I felt like I was just playing the mayhem part in Grand Theft Auto. I felt like I was just jumping in and just blowing up a bunch of shit, and it didn't really make too much of a difference as long as I wasn't doing like a main mission or something like that. So I don't know. It was good, but like I said, it just, like I said, same thing with Far Cry 5 and then Wildlands. It just didn't have too much of an incentive to come back and follow the missions to continue down the story, because we could kind of do everything at the get-go. I mean, we just jumped into a helicopter, found guys with really good guns, killed them, got really good guns, and then we could just go off and just cause mayhem and do whatever. So why am I doing the mission? Because the story's not that engaging. So, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, now I'm wondering, I'm contemplating back on that IGN score, going like, oh yeah, maybe they're onto something. But no, it was like we still had fun, but it seems like something that if you have PlayStation Now, I'm not sure how frequently they put games on there, but if you have PlayStation Now or Game Pass, I might just wait for it to go on there. Or, I mean, we have the holidays coming up, and I know Xbox and PlayStation do crazy Black Friday sales and stuff like that. So, and this being a game that came out this year, might be able to pick it up, for like $20. I could see it as a $20 buy, physical, so you could sell it later if you need to. But that was kind of my impressions on it. So hopefully I didn't discourage anyone or anything like that. If you like the Ghost Recon series and you like Wildlands, go rent it. And then, if you like it, then you like it, and just keep playing it. So, I know the podcast is named Another Castle because of video games and everything, but I tried to always promote this as a nerd podcast. So, on that note, I went and saw Joker. I guess the short version is I had a great time watching it. It stoked my anxiety beyond belief, more than I thought it would. There was some parts that were unsettling, but oddly enough, I wasn't too disturbed by what Arthur, aka Joker, did. It really, not trying to spoil anything either. It paints Gotham in such a dark light that at first I was just like, holy fuck, like, Gotham sucks. But then I had to remember everything, like, okay, this is pre-Batman. They show in the previews where Joker's looking at a young Bruce Wayne. So, and eventually, the Waynes fall to, crime inside the city, so it's that bad. Which, gives light to Batman. So it's like, okay, no, wait, this is totally 1980s Taxi Driver-esque Gotham, which was good. Because honestly, I forgot about it until someone said Gotham. I just literally thought New York. I don't know why I thought that. I'm a massive Batman fan. My bed is Batman. My bathroom's Batman. Like, I have Batman artwork all over the place. But I just thought of New York. And then when someone was just like, yeah, this is in Gotham, I was like, oh yeah, I totally forgot. This is totally Gotham. Joaquin Phoenix, I think, did a great job. Personal opinion. I think Heath Ledger did a good job too. I think what helped Heath Ledger, sorry, I'm chewing my cough drops. I'm just eating these like candy. I think what helped Heath Ledger, though, was that they didn't really have to give a backstory. They didn't. They let him Joker keep changing his backstory, which made him even more mysterious. Which is great for Joker, because up until the Killing Joke, I don't think we had an actual backstory to Joker. So forever, the mystery was kind of made him a great villain. But, Heath Ledger was Joker in a Batman movie. So I think that kind of helped him as well. Is that he could match Batman and everything like that. So you get to see him go against Batman. So I think that will still be my favorite performance of it. Even though the Nolan films I'm a fan of, I'm not a massive fan of them. But I still think that the Ledger thing is helped by the fact that it's in a Batman movie. I saw someone say that they wish that this was all condensed down to about 15 minutes in a good Batman film. And that changed my perspective on it, because I was like, yeah, that would be amazing. Even if it is Robert, what is it, Pattinson, or the guy from Twilight and several other films, which I actually think he's going to be a good Batman, but I don't know. It definitely is what Todd Phillips was saying, where that it's an incremental movie, where it's bit by bit by bit by bit until it's the end of the movie, and you're like, oh, holy shit, there was like kind of an arc of the character. And definitely I want to go see it again, catch things I missed. And now that I know the ending, it'll make watching it, I think, a little more enjoyable, because my anxiety won't be as crazy high as it is. And there were some things in it that definitely shocked me. Nothing like, holy hell, this is going to incite violence. I don't think anything in the movie is that crazy to the point to where it incite violence. I just really don't. But there was some things I wasn't expecting, which is always great for those types of movies. So, coughing for a living. I came out of it, and I think IGN and a couple other places I saw in Metacritic gave it a 10. I came out of it saying that wasn't a 10. Then I had some friends and family ask me about it, and I was talking about it, and I was like, well, there was this great part, and there was this other great part. And also this other great part was led by this other great part. And then I was just like, well, I don't want to give it away, but go watch it. And when you do, I want to talk about this part and this part and this part. And that's when it kind of set in, holy shit, this is one that grows on you. This is not a walk out of the theater, instantaneous, at least for me, type of movie where you're just like, yep, 10, perfect movie, can't do better. Todd Phillips did it, blah, 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 But it's one of those that grows on you, and I want to see it with other people. I want to see it with people who've not seen it. I wouldn't mind talking with people. I do pride myself on having kind of an extensive knowledge on Batman and Joker, so there was redeeming stuff. The end of it, it was one of those things where it was uncomfortable, it was unsettling, and then when it hit the very end of the third act, I didn't want it to stop. So that part was great. I did tear up with joy a couple times, and I was sitting alone, and there was a couple like a chair away from me, and I was like, man, if they see a 6'5" dude in here crying over Joker doing bad things, that's a fucking sign, and I'm gonna get kicked out of here. Or someone's gonna get called, or why is this random dude sitting alone? But I really enjoyed it. I think everyone should, give it a shot. It's not a comic book movie. I saw a couple people, including people I work with, reporters, stuff like that, say they saw it and they liked it. And then they're like, well, I don't really watch comic book movies, but they usually have this and this and this, and this one didn't. And I go, well, if you don't watch comic book movies, how do you know those movies have those things? So that was kind of like weird to read at one point, but it's definitely not a comic book movie. Superpowers don't exist. There's not any mention of superheroes, stuff like that. It's definitely a character piece that takes place in Gotham that turns someone into something we all know, and we know where it goes from there, type of thing. So that part was really cool. It's something that hadn't been done. I really wish it wasn't a standalone. I really wish it would lead to something else, but I'm not sure how the ages work out and the timeline and stuff like that. So I'm not 100% sure how that'd work out. So I feel like it does have to be a standalone movie because, simply because, I mean, I'm not sure. I forget how old Arthur is, but I want to say like late 30s at least. And Bruce is maybe 10 or so. So, I mean, by the time Bruce is ready to rock, I mean, I guess Joker would be under 50, but I don't know. I'm not sure how that'll work out. So, but it's something I definitely want. I want to go see again. If not, when it comes out, I want to try to pick it up. You know, hopefully it has some other stuff on it. There is a sense of what is real and what is not real. And I knew that going in, which kind of bummed me that I knew a little bit. But I'm glad I did, because when he starts to, because he's narrating the story, not actually like narrating it with his voice, but he narrates it because he's basically on screen the entire time. And you start to see some things he's lying about, and I could kind of call those out. I was like, okay, well, that was real, this wasn't. But then by the end of it, I was really, really wondering, well, what the hell was actually fucking real? Like, if this part isn't real, I don't like the movie, and if this part is real, and I'm not sure about the movie, stuff like that. It got to be the point where I really wondered. And the one thing that makes me hopeful is that Todd Phillips didn't do a Tarantino move, where Tarantino, like with Pulp Fiction, when he has the suitcase, he's never told anyone what's in it, and he says he didn't put anything in it on purpose, but he says no one really comes up and guesses. They just ask him what's in the suitcase. So when people actually guess, he says he's probably only had 5 people actually guess. He'll tell them no, which means that he does know what's in the suitcase. Todd Phillips has said, yes, I know exactly what segments are real and what are not real, and what's a dream, what's not a dream. Eventually, I'll probably say in an interview or release it, or if it comes out in home video or something like that, then I will, maybe have say in the commentary what's real, what's not real. He goes, but for now, let's just enjoy the conversation the movie stokes, which is good. I'm glad that there is a definitive answer, because it drives me nuts. But hopefully it's in the commentary. So I wouldn't mind watching that and seeing what they say. Joaquin as a person, I don't know. I think he plays the kind of mysterious loner a little bit too hard in some of his things, but he definitely said he didn't really go through any kind of method acting with it. But then again, he released one of his last movies was about method acting, so who knows if it's a joke or not. But otherwise, I don't know. It was a good movie. It was fun. Had to talk about it because it was DC, and I'm a big DC fan, so that's kind of my 14 cents on it. So if you guys have seen it, I'm going to post stuff, comments on the Facebook, tweet at us, go on Instagram, comment here on Anchor or whatever platform you're listening on. That'd be great. I'd like to hear some more theories. So there's that. That's that. All right, guys. Not a long episode. Sorry it's not super long. Sorry I don't have Jared on here. He's not been feeling well either, so I just want to get something out to you guys. And I really want to stop coughing in your guys' ears. I'm really sorry about that. So last thing I'll talk about is free fucking games. So what do we have here? If you have an Xbox One, your Games with Gold is going to be October 1st through the 31st. You can get Tempo the Badass Elephant. I've actually played this. Super fun. It's a side scroller where you play an elephant, and it's a badass Holy fuck, it's literally the intro. It's what the title is. How they describe it is a platformer and side-scroller. This title features visually arresting? Okay. Visually arresting comic book graphics that draw the player in. And a gameplay style that's been compared to Crash Bandicoot and Sonic the Hedgehog. I could see Sonic. I couldn't see Crash. October 16th through November 15th, which is great. Because Jared and I bought this game a couple years ago when it came out. Friday the 13th, the game. This multiplayer experience casts the players as either a Crystal Lake counselor or Jason himself. It's an elaborate game of cat and mouse, killer to be killed. Perfect teamwork is required to turn the tables on one of horror's greatest villains. It's fun, and they've added new single-player stuff, and they keep adding more and more free stuff, so please download it. I mean, Halloween's coming up. It's a perfect game to play on Halloween. It nails the 80s aesthetic, even to the intro. So, more coughing from Zach. Fuck. Games that are on 360 and Xbox One. October 1st to 15th is going to be Disney's Bolt. Never seen it, never played it. And then October 16th through Halloween, Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge. I've not played that one either. So as an expanded edition of Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge once again stars legendary ninja Ryu Hayabusa. It includes all previously released downloadable content and better graphics than its 2012 predecessor. Cool. If you have a PlayStation, there's only 2 games, but holy fuck are these 2 games that you want. Now, one of them is a sports game, but is it an exclusive sports game? So, the first game is MLB The Show 2019. That's going to be free October 1st through November 4th. The description is, it's baseball. Well, in this one it says, an elite baseball simulator. MLB The Show 2019 allows you to play as any Major League Baseball team. It also includes a new Moments mode, which allows you to relive and play out the greatest moments in sports history. Sure, in that sport. And a huge one. Last of Us Remastered, October 1st through November 4th. It's Last of Us. Play as Joel. Come across Ellie. There's a virus. Just play the goddamn game. The new one's out February 21st. Yeah, Last of Us Part 2 is due out February 21st. Holy shit. I played this on PS3 day one. Beat it. Then I got a PS4. Bought Remastered. Beat it. Such a good game. Such a good game. Can't not press it anymore. Also, I'm not sure. I should have done more research. But I know that Destiny 2 recently became free to play. And I'm pretty sure that it's on all systems. Xbox, PlayStation, PC, all the shebang-a-bangs. I've not tested it, because I can't really test it and not searched it, but I know that pretty much it's like a light version, so no DLC, stuff like that. But the newest DLC did come out on October 1st, so there is that. But, damn, that's a fun game, too. I mean, for free, it makes it even more fun. But I played both of them, had a blast playing both of them. Hopped on the other night with Jared, and we played through some stuff, and I was like, okay. And it kind of made me want to get the DLC, but I am still broke bitch Betty over here, so that didn't happen. And another game that we've been streaming, which I talked about earlier, it went on Game Pass, just this last week, and that's World War Z. I can barely say it with cough drops in my mouth, but WWZ, good old Brad Pitt. It's Pretty good game. Surprisingly good. If you want to see any gameplay from it, you can watch our past streams at it's at mixer.com/thriller_daddy. The underscore is literally just the underscore. Don't type out underscore. And don't ask why it's Thriller Daddy. That's my gamer tag. It was a suggestion back in like 2007 or 8 from Xbox Live, and I just said, whatever, sure. Psh. And I just never changed it. So now I'm just so used to seeing it, like the end of games and stuff, that I'm probably not going to change it. But yeah, you can actually watch us beat the entire first chapter of it. So if you're interested, watch us play it. Hop on Game Pass, download it, or just download the damn thing and play it for yourself. If you don't like it, delete it. So there are your free games for the month. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for listening if you did. If you got all the way through this part, then I love you very much, and you guys are great. Sorry I coughed all the time. I had to get something out. Ooh. Man, my throat doesn't even hurt. What the fuck? I don't know. Like I said, I've been sick. So I haven't really felt that well, and every Fridays came along, and I'm like, well, we'll record the day. Then I'm hacking stuff up, and something's going on, and you end up sleeping 13 hours or something, so I feel a little bit better. By next weekend, I should be back tip-top shape, even though it's getting cold outside. I am in southern part of Ohio, and jeez, we had frost on our windows today. Sucked ass. But hope it's warmer wherever you're at, and I hope that you guys are having a good October. Can't wait for Halloween. I'm very excited about that. So hopefully next week we can have more relevant news, tell you what's going on. As always, I plug the Mixer so fucking hard. Please go to it. There's also a Facebook page. Just search another Castle podcast. Will be on there. You'll see the logo. You'll see the little mushroom man talking, flipping you off. There's a Twitter and an Instagram. Go to those two. We're on there. Leave comments on Facebook. Leave it on here on Anchor. Leave it on whatever podcast subscription service that you listen to. And I'll talk to you guys next week. Thank you so much. And don't forget, this is the only podcast where you can get the power up and win the game.